Mia had never been good with surprises. She liked her life neat and predictable, the kind of life where things stayed in their place. Her tea was always warm and her roommate paid rent on time. So, when she opened the door one cloudy evening to see a tall stranger standing on her doorstep with a glowing silver suitcase, she assumed it was a mistake. The stranger blinked. His eyes were bright, almost metallic, and reflected the soft light of the hallway like polished mirrors. "You are Mia Thompson," he said, his voice calm but oddly musical. Mia frowned. "Yes, and you must be Aaron?" He nodded. "Correct. I am here to share accommodation. I am also here to learn." There was something strange about how he said that. Learn, like the word meant more than studying. Still, Mia forced a polite smile. She was too tired from her long shift at the university lab to ask questions. "Come in," she said. "I hope you don't mind small apartments." Aaron stepped inside, glancing around as if every corner of her apartment held deep secrets. His movements were smooth, almost graceful, but there was a slight hesitation, like he wasn't entirely used to having a body. Mia noticed how his silver eyes flicked toward the ceiling, the fridge, and even the light switch. When she turned the lights on, he blinked fast and muttered, "Fascinating. Electromagnetic illumination." She laughed awkwardly. "You mean light bulbs?" He gave her a small, curious look. "Yes, light bulbs." Mia decided right there that Irene was probably some eccentric foreign researcher. Her university hosted exchange students from all over the world. Maybe he was one of them. His speech was a little formal, his behavior odd, but he seemed polite. After showing him around the apartment, she pointed to his room. "You can unpack here. Bathroom's next door. Wi-Fi password is written on the fridge." Aaron tilted his head. "Wi-Fi? Is that how humans connect without wires?" Yes, Mia replied, now certain he was joking. "How else would we do it?" He smiled faintly but didn't answer. Instead, he placed his glowing suitcase on the floor, tapped it twice, and it opened with a soft hiss. Inside were objects that didn't look like clothes. Smooth metallic panels, glowing crystals, and a round device that pulsed softly, almost like a heartbeat. Mia's eyes widened. "Whoa, what's all that?" Aaron quickly closed the suitcase. "Research instruments. Nothing dangerous," she raised an eyebrow. "Right. Just making sure you're not building a bomb in my living room." Aaron gave her a calm, serious look. "No, I am building understanding." Mia blinked, unsure whether to laugh or call the campus security line. That night, rain began to fall outside. The city lights blurred through the window as Mia made tea and sat on her bed, trying to review her notes on cosmic radiation. But her mind kept drifting back to her new roommate, the stranger with silver eyes. She could hear faint sounds from his room, a low hum, like an electrical current moving through the air. Her phone screen flickered for a second and then her Wi-Fi signal vanished. "Great," she muttered, tapping her phone. "He's already breaking the internet." She got up to knock on his door but stopped halfway when she heard a soft voice inside. Aaron's, speaking in a language she didn't recognize. It wasn't any Earth language she'd ever heard. The syllables were gentle and rhythmic, like notes in a song. Curiosity tugged at her. She pressed her ear closer. A soft flash of blue light appeared under the door, followed by a faint vibration through the floor. Mia jumped back. "Okay, and that's not normal." Just then, Aaron's door opened. He looked calm, but his silver eyes glowed faintly. "You should rest," he said. "Your energy field is unstable." "My what now?" Mia asked. He hesitated, then said, "Your emotional energy. You are curious but afraid. It creates a disturbance." "I can sense it." Mia crossed her arms. "Right. You can sense my emotions now? Do you do tarot readings too?" Aaron tilted his head, confused. "Tarot? Never mind," she sighed. "Look, I don't know what you're doing in there, but maybe keep the science experiments to daylight hours, okay?" He nodded slowly. "Understood." Still uneasy, Mia returned to her room and tried to sleep. Around midnight, the storm outside grew louder. Thunder rolled across the sky and lightning painted the walls in sharp white flashes. Mia couldn't sleep. The hum from Aaron's room had stopped, but something else caught her attention. Silence. Too much of it. The air felt heavy, charged, like before a lightning strike. Suddenly, the lights flickered, then died completely. The apartment was plunged into darkness. Mia grabbed her phone for its flashlight and stepped into the hallway. Aaron, did the power go out? No answer. She walked toward his door and stopped when she saw it. A soft blue glow leaked out from beneath the door, pulsing slowly like a heartbeat. Then the door opened by itself. Aaron stood there, eyes brighter than ever, the same soft glow shining through his skin. He wasn't holding a flashlight and the light was coming from him. You shouldn't be out of your room, he said quietly. Mia froze. Excuse me? This is my apartment. I know, he replied gently, but it is no longer safe outside this room. She frowned. Safe from what? It's just a power outage, Aaron shook his head. No, they are searching. They can detect me when the planetary shields weaken during storms. I did not want you involved, but they will sense your proximity now. Wait, they? Who's they? He looked toward the window. The rain was heavy, but through it Mia thought she saw shapes. Faint, flickering lights floating in the sky like glowing ribbons. Aaron turned back to her. You must trust me. For your safety, you cannot leave this room tonight. Mia stared at him, her heart racing. Are you telling me you're not human? He nodded slowly. I am not. I came here to learn about humanity. Your emotions, your creativity, your flaws. But I broke my people's code by revealing myself. Now they are coming. Mia backed away slightly. You're serious. I never lie, Aaron said. Not to you. She wanted to laugh it off, to say this was all insane. But when the window flashed again, she saw something. Not lightning, but glowing shapes moving in patterns, too controlled to be natural. Her breath caught. Those lights. They're looking for you, Aaron nodded. And now for you. Because your energy is linked to mine. Mia rubbed her forehead, trying to think. Okay. Suppose I believe you. What do we do? He raised his hand and a shimmering blue wall appeared across her doorway. A thin, translucent field that buzzed softly. We wait, he said. The storm will end before sunrise. Until then, this room is shielded. Mia stared at the barrier, half terrified, half fascinated. You just locked me in my own room. I locked them out, Aaron corrected gently. For a moment, neither spoke. Outside, thunder rumbled again, but inside, the air was still. Aaron sat on the floor near the window, his glow fading slightly as he concentrated. Mia sat on her bed, hugging her knees, her mind racing with questions. What was he doing here? Why her apartment? Why did she feel, against all logic and that she trusted him? Finally, she whispered, You said you came to learn. Learn what exactly? He opened his eyes. What makes humans fight for each other instead of against? What makes you care? Mia swallowed hard. And did you learn it? He looked at her quietly. Not yet. But tonight, I might. The storm howled outside. But in that small, dimly glowing bedroom, two beings, one human, one not, waited together in silence. And for the first time in her life, Mia realized that the universe wasn't empty at all. It was watching. And somehow it had just knocked on her door. The storm didn't end. Thunder rolled again and again like the sky itself was restless. Rain beat against the windows and the faint blue shield that Aaron had created shimmered each time lightning flashed. Mia sat on the edge of her bed, trying to make sense of what was happening. Her laptop was dead. Her phone had no signal. And her new roommate, who wasn't even human, was sitting cross-legged on the floor, glowing faintly in the dark. She hugged her knees. So you're saying your people are flying around my neighborhood right now? Aaron nodded slowly. They are not exactly flying. They are observing from above, watching energy patterns, searching for any trace of my signal. They will not physically land unless necessary. Mia rubbed her forehead. Right, totally normal Tuesday night. Aaron looked at her curiously. Tuesday, it's the name of the day, she said, sighing. Forget it, he smiled slightly. Humans name everything. It is charming. Mia rolled her eyes. You find it charming that I'm trapped in my room with a glowing alien and can't even charge my phone? I find it charming, he replied softly, that even now, you find a way to make light of fear. She looked at him for a moment and then turned away, pretending to study the faint ripples of light running across the shield. You really think they'll come after me? I didn't do anything. You didn't, Aaron said quietly. But my species detects emotional resonance. The moment I felt concern for you, they would have sensed the link. To them, emotions are signals and are proof of interference. They do not understand the human concept of connection. Emotions are signals, Mia repeated. Like radio waves? In a way, he said. Each thought, each feeling changes energy fields. I was supposed to observe without interference, but I failed. I stayed too long. I started to care. Mia blinked, unsure if she'd heard right. You care? About me? Aaron didn't look at her. Yes, you ask questions no one else asks. You see wonder in small things. A falling leaf, the hum of a machine, the colors of the sky. My people do not understand that kind of curiosity. They calculate, they observe, but they do not feel. The air grew quiet except for the soft hum of the shield. Mia didn't know what to say. Part of her still wanted to believe this was an elaborate prank or a dream. But something in Aaron's eyes, and something gentle and unguarded, made her believe him. She finally whispered, "What happens if they find you?" His expression darkened. "They will erase me." Her heart skipped. Erase like, delete you? In a sense, Aaron said. My physical form will return to energy. My memories, my time here, gone. My bond with this planet will vanish. And they will reset your mind as well. Mia stood up. Wait, mine? Oh, no way. You're not letting anyone mess with my brain. Aaron raised a calm hand. That is why I locked the door. By trapping me in here. He nodded. It is the only way to hide your signal. The shield merges our frequencies, disguising you as me. Mia took a shaky breath. Okay, let's say I believe all this. What if your people find us anyway? What happens then? Aaron was silent for a moment, then said, Then I will surrender. Mia shook her head. No, there has to be another way. He looked up, surprised. You would risk yourself for me? She hesitated, but her voice came out firm. You came here to learn what makes humans care for each other, right? Well, that's it. We don't just stand by while someone we know is in danger. Aaron's silver eyes softened. That is exactly what I hoped to understand. A sudden flash of blue light lit the entire room. Mia jumped to her feet. What was that? Aaron's glow brightened. They've located my signal. They are near. Through the window she saw them. Faint shapes drifting like fog, glowing with a strange metallic hue. They weren't ships or drones. They looked more like living light, constantly shifting and reforming. Are those your people? She whispered. Yes, Aaron said, standing slowly. They are enforcers. They restore balance by removing interference. Mia's heart pounded. Can't we just turn off your light or something? It is not that simple, Aaron said. My energy cannot be hidden easily, but there may be another way. He walked to his suitcase, still resting in the corner, and opened it. Inside, the glowing crystals pulsed like tiny stars. He took one and placed it in Mia's hand. It was warm, pulsing faintly as if alive. This crystal links our fields completely, he said. If we synchronize it to your energy, the enforcers will read you as part of me. They will think you are a reflection, a memory echo. They won't harm you. Mia nodded nervously. Okay, fine. How do we sync? He looked into her eyes. Just focus. Think about something strong, something real. Your emotion will set the frequency. Mia took a deep breath and thought about home, the smell of rain, her late-night tea, her parents laughing. Warm memories flooded her mind. The crystal in her palm glowed brighter, matching the rhythm of her heartbeat. Aaron smiled faintly. It's working. But before he could say more, a sharp sound echoed through the room like glass shattering in slow motion. The blue shield flickered violently. Mia gasped. What's happening? They are breaching the field, Aaron said, his voice steady but tense. Hold the crystal. Don't let go. Outside the window, the glowing beings moved closer. Their light pressed against the shield like a tide. Aaron, Mia shouted. He stepped in front of her, his body glowing brighter. His hands raised as streams of light shot from his fingertips. Stay behind me! The air rippled. The entire apartment trembled as energy waves clashed, blue against silver. Mia could feel her skin tingle, the crystal pulsing harder in her hand. Then everything stopped. Silence. The lights outside vanished. The shield dimmed, leaving only faint sparks in the air. Mia opened her eyes slowly. Did we win? Aaron exhaled, his glow fading. They stopped the approach. They must have detected the merge. They think we are one. She lowered the crystal, her hand still shaking. That was dangerous, he finished softly. I should not have involved you. She looked at him. really looked at him, and saw exhaustion in his expression. His skin shimmered weakly, and the glow in his eyes flickered like dying embers. "You're hurt," she said. He shook his head. "Not hurt, drained. Shielding consumes energy." Mia bit her lip. "Can I help?" He hesitated, then smiled faintly. "You already have. Your energy stabilized the field. You are unpredictable, powerful in ways my people do not understand." "Unpredictable is one word for it," she muttered, sitting beside him. "Crazy might be another." He chuckled softly, the sound warm and strange at once. "Perhaps both." They sat quietly for a while, listening to the rain. Then Mia asked, "So what happens after tonight?" "They'll come back, right?" Aaron's gaze dropped to the floor. "Perhaps. But not soon. The storm interfered with their sensors. We have time, a few days at least." Mia exhaled slowly. "A few days to what, run?" "A few days to understand," he said softly. She tilted her head. "Understand what?" He looked at her with eyes that no longer seemed alien at all. "Why I feel human emotions when I'm not human." Mia didn't know how to answer that. She looked out the window, watching the rain streak across the glass, and for the first time, she realized she didn't feel afraid anymore. Something had changed between them, something invisible but real. Finally, she whispered, "You know, most roommates just borrow sugar or forget to do dishes. You start interstellar trouble." Aaron smiled. "Would you rather I had been normal?" Mia paused, then laughed softly. "No, I think I like strange better." Aaron looked at her quietly, the corners of his lips lifting in that small, almost human smile. Outside, the storm finally began to fade. The sky lightened slightly, though the world still felt fragile and electric. As the first hint of dawn touched the horizon, Mia realized one thing clearly. She was no longer just a student or a tenant. She was part of something larger, something that reached beyond stars and galaxies. And sitting beside her was the proof. An alien who had broken his own rules for something humans called connection. Morning came slowly. The rain had stopped, leaving the city washed and glistening. The streetlights reflected on puddles, and the air smelled crisp, full of freshness. Mia sat on her bed staring at Aaron. The night's events still echoed in her mind. For hours she had been trapped in her own bedroom, hiding from beings that were not of this world and yet surviving because of the alien at her side. Aaron lay on the floor, glowing faintly, exhausted. The crystal he had used to merge their energies rested on the nightstand, pulsing gently as if it were breathing. "You need to rest," Mia said softly. "You saved me." He shook his head, trying to sit up. "You saved me too. Without your energy, the shield would have collapsed. We functioned together. Human creativity and alien technology. Combined. It is a balance my people do not understand." Mia tilted her head. "You mean—" "I helped save your life." Aaron's silver eyes met hers. "Yes, and perhaps more. You changed the outcome. Your willingness to act, to care, was something no human in my studies has ever done." Mia swallowed hard. The weight of it hit her. She had really helped. She had changed the course of events for someone from another planet. "Why me?" she asked quietly. "I'm just— You are more than just you," Aaron said. "Humans are remarkable. Your species does not calculate every action. You improvise, feel, imagine. That is strength. That is why I care." Mia felt a strange warmth in her chest. "You would care about me?" He nodded. "Yes, your curiosity, your courage, your heart. It is magnetic." I was not prepared for this. For a moment the room was silent except for the faint pulse of the crystal. Mia's heart raced. She wanted to laugh, to shake her head at the absurdity, and yet she couldn't. She had been through danger, fear, and now connection, and it was real. The silence was broken by a soft hum outside the window. Mia looked up. The shapes from the night before were returning, faint glowing outlines moving in the sky. "They're back," she whispered. Aaron rose, though weakly. "They sense the energy merge has ended. They will attempt to retrieve me now." Mia's stomach tightened. "We can't let them take you." He shook his head slowly. "Perhaps there is another way, but it will require your mind and your courage again." She stood up, determination growing. "Tell me what to do." "I'm not letting you disappear," Aaron explained quickly. "We need to create a signal. A frequency combining your human emotions with my alien energy. It must be strong enough to confuse the enforcers and appear as a single being. You must focus, Mia nodded. Focus, okay, I can do that. Good, he said. Think of your strongest feelings. Love, hope, courage. Mix them with determination. That is the human element my people cannot predict. Mia took a deep breath. She thought of her family, of her friends, of small moments that made life worth living. She thought of laughter, curiosity, the thrill of understanding the universe. She thought of Aaron, of the strange, silver-eyed alien who had protected her all night, who had trusted her with his life. Her heart pounded. The crystal in her hand pulsed brighter. Aaron reached out, placing his glowing hands around hers. Together they concentrated. A wave of light shot from the crystal, spreading across the room. The air vibrated and the floor trembled slightly. Outside the window, the enforcers paused, their glowing forms flickering uncertainly. They are confused, Aaron shouted.
Keep holding the energy.
Mia tightened her grip, pouring every ounce of her emotion into the crystal. The light grew intense, spreading out in waves that stretched toward the sky. The enforcers faltered. They moved closer, then recoiled, their forms shimmering and twisting, as if the energy inside the room had altered reality itself. Mia felt dizzy, but she did not let go. She thought of survival, of courage, of connection, of everything that made humans human. The enforcer's light collided with hers and Aaron's, creating a dazzling burst. For a heartbeat, the world seemed to stop. Then silence. Mia opened her eyes slowly. Outside, the enforcers were gone. The sky was calm. The first rays of dawn filtered through the clouds, golden and soft. Aaron collapsed, exhausted, and Mia caught him, steadying his glowing form. We did it, she whispered. Yes, he murmured, voice weak. Together. They sat quietly for a long moment, watching the sunrise. The world outside was ordinary again. The city streets wet, the birds beginning to sing, the hum of daily life returning. And yet inside the apartment, something extraordinary had happened. Mia looked at him, a smile tugging at her lips. You know, you didn't have to keep me in the room all night. You could have just asked me to stay. Aaron's lips curved into a faint smile. I was afraid of losing you, afraid you would be harmed. Mia laughed softly. Well, next time I prefer honesty over abduction. He tilted his head. Next time, I will try to do that. Her laughter faded into a comfortable silence. She realized that she didn't feel fear anymore. Not truly. She felt respect, trust, and something deeper. A connection that spanned species and galaxies. Aaron, she said softly, do your people understand? Love, connection, friendship? He shook his head slowly. They understand in theory, but not in practice. They calculate, observe, and enforce rules. They do not feel unpredictable human emotions. You taught me something no calculation could. Mia smiled faintly, heart fluttering. And what did I teach you? That humans are remarkable. That connection is stronger than logic. That courage is a force even aliens cannot measure. Mia felt a warmth in her chest. Well, if you're taking lessons, I hope you learned one more thing. Humans like breakfast. Aaron blinked. Breakfast? Yes, she said, standing. Food, tea, toast? Maybe eggs if you're lucky. He hesitated, then nodded. I would like to learn this human ritual. And so, the first rays of sunlight saw Mia and Aaron, human and alien, sitting together at the small kitchen table, sharing simple tea and toast. Outside, the world continued as usual. Cars honked, birds sang, and the city woke from its rain-soaked night. But inside the apartment, two beings shared a bond that would change both of their worlds. You know, Mia said, sipping her tea. I never imagined my roommate would be an alien. Aaron looked at her, silver eyes soft in the morning light, and I never imagined I would care so deeply for a human. They laughed softly together, and for a moment the weight of the universe felt light. Do you think they'll come back? Mia asked quietly. Perhaps, Aaron said, but now they will hesitate. They saw what humans are capable of. Our unpredictability, our courage. And you, Mia, showed them the power of emotion. Her heart swelled. Me? Really? Yes, he said simply. You saved me, your planet, and perhaps even altered their view of humanity. You are extraordinary. Mia felt her cheeks warm. Well, I guess being extraordinary comes with tea and toast in the morning. Aaron laughed. a sound that was strange, musical, and comforting. Indeed, the world outside remained ordinary, but inside, a tiny human heart and an alien heart shared something extraordinary. By the end of that morning, Mia knew one thing clearly: life would never be the same, and neither would she. She had survived the night. She had faced the unknown, and she had discovered that even in a universe of stars and dangers, courage, connection, and curiosity were the most powerful forces of all. Aaron looked at her, eyes shining faintly. "I should leave soon. Return to my people." Mia's heart sank. "And what if I don't want you to leave?" He smiled softly. "Then perhaps there will be another night, another day, another chance for humans and aliens to understand each other better." Mia grinned. "I can do another night, as long as breakfast comes first." And as the city awakened around them, the two sat together, human and alien, friends and something more, knowing that whatever came next, they had already changed the universe simply by trusting each other. Because in the end, humanity wasn't about weapons or strength. It was about courage, heart, and the extraordinary ability to connect. Across any star, any world, and even beyond the limits of reason,